The Borderlands movie dropped and oh my god, I hate it. And oh my god, this casting and that rating is, you know what? Never mind. I'll go watch it for myself and I'll decide what I think of the movie. It is 2:59 a.m. I just came back from the theaters and I want my money back. Anyways, I grew up loving the Borderlands franchise. I remember going to GameStop with my dad during a Black Friday when I was younger and seeing Borderlands the Handsome Collection on sale for $20. And something about that cover art made me want to play the game. And so I did. I fell in love with the characters, the storyline, the humor, the universe, the aesthetic. I fell in love with the game. And also the many fine women. So when I heard about the movie dropping, I was excited. I couldn't wait to see my favorite characters live on the big screen. Then I remembered that I don't remember any of the lore from any of the games because it's been a long time since I've played them. So I decided that I wanted to play through every single main Borderlands game in order to catch myself up. But I wanted to add a little twist to everything. So I played and finished every single Borderlands game in one stream in order of release, and I couldn't end the stream until I finished Borderlands 3. I also wanted to rate each game individually from a scale from 1 to 10, and these ratings will be given based on storyline and gameplay, and also the overall experience while playing these games. Additionally, I will not be playing the DLCs or grinding up my character to fight the raid bosses. This is purely about the first playthrough of the game and how much I enjoyed both the story and the gameplay. This had to be one of the most challenging, stressful, but rewarding grinds I have ever done. And it was all streamed live on my Twitch channel. So if you're into videos like these, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoy the content. And also drop a follow on the Twitch if you want to see these happen live in real time. We are playing every single game. We are not stopping until we finish Borderlands 3. 24/7. I don't know how many days, but we're doing Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, Borderlands PreSequel, and then Borderlands 3. All to get the storyline before the movie drops. Going into Borderlands 1, I knew I had to play as my girl Lilith. The person I was playing with, Dur, has never touched or seen a Borderlands game, but he went with Mordecai to start. We arrive at Firestone and meet Claptrap for the first time. During this tutorial, we decide to have a friendly duel before we continue our adventure. Oh, my aim assist! Why is there's aim assist on keyboard?
I can't. Alright, I'm cooked, bro.
There's aim assist on keyboard.
Can we turn it off? I know, Scooby. Alright.
After some small customizations, we head out and explore Pandora. Our first mission was to clear out the camp full of bandits, and then we meet the town's doctor, Dr. Zed.
TOS.
I love his music. As Claptrap was escorting us out of the town, we got ambushed by bandits, and Claptrap unfortunately suffered some damage. So we got him a repair kit and went back on our merry way. After buying our first shield, we met with TK Baja. We got back some stolen food, bought our first grenade, and then went to take down Nine Toes. And just like that, the first main boss of the game is dead. Here's where we meet Scooter and decide to fight Bonehead in order to get the catch a ride working. Also, as an Apex Legends gamer, here were my first impressions of Lilith's ability. Yeah, I got my Wraith Q, don't worry. It's literally just a Wraith Q, but I explode. After doing some side quests to increase our level, we head into Bonehead's camp and kill him. Then place the Digistruck module in the catch a ride. One stun jump and a few missions later, and now we were on our way to meet Shep and get the Mine Key. On the drive there, I noticed something about this game compared to its later sequels. One thing I've noticed about Borderlands 2 that's different than Borderlands 1, the characters don't sound as enthusiastic. They sound way more enthusiastic in Borderlands 2. Here's where we also came to our first major problem of Borderlands 1. We were severely underleveled and underpowered. It would have taken hours to beat this boss, and we would eventually run out of ammo. So we had to side quest a lot in order to get back, get stronger, and more importantly, progress the story. Once we were geared up, we went back to Sledge's safe house to take down the Roid Rage Psycho and grab the Mine Gate key. We then beat Commanded Steel and head to the mine to take down Sledge. After fighting some Shees, we grab the Iridian artifact and make our way to New Haven to rescue Lucky Zafford. Hey.
Shut up, bum.
With him rescued, we fought some runner patrols, killed Mad Mel, and met up with Tannis and Crazy Earl. A few levels later, and we arrived to take down Crom and get the vault key piece.
He's gonna fall off. He's gonna fall off.
No! What Steele.
Yeah, no, we're killing his ass.
We kill Janus Cobb and Taylor Cobb, then make our way down to take down the Rack Hive to get the final piece of the vault key.
They can't get me. Never mind.
So now we have the full key, but we need to get to the location of the vault, which is with Baron Flint. After taking him down, we find out that he actually doesn't have the location. So we have to save Tannis after she gets taken by Mommy Steele, Commanded Steele. And we finally head toward the vault to confront Steele. Oh my god, what a skip, what a skip, what a
I
skip.
just fucking died.
And she's dead. After a lengthy boss fight, we stop the destroyer from killing us, and we finish up Borderlands 1. And went straight into Borderlands 2. This time, we have a new crew of players, with Robe and Armpit, and also a new cast of Vault Hunters to play as. After watching the best intro in gaming history, we decided to choose our characters for this playthrough. And with both of my friends simping over Maya, we head into Pandora for the second time. After watching Claptrap get his eye stolen, we fight some Bullymongs and meet with Knuckle Dragger, the first main boss of the game. We then head to the Southern Shelf and meet Sir Hammerlock.
Nice one.
Me, bro. Escort Claptrap back to his ship. We also hear from Handsome Jack for the first time. Time for the second boss of the game. With Boom Boom dead, we fight our way through a bunch of marauders and make our way to meet Captain Flint. With the third main boss of the game dead, we grab a power core for Roland and start to make our way to Sanctuary. We replace the power core and power up the Sanctuary shield. We meet the gang of Scooter, Zed, Marcus, Tannis, and Moxie. This is where the real gameplay starts. Oh, you almost got the jackpot.
So you're telling me I need to keep gambling?
Yeah, if you get 3 of the vault symbols, you get a legendary. After truly experiencing Borderlands 2, we decide to continue the story and head to Frostburn Canyon. We follow the signs which led us right to...
Oh?
Oh my god, I let her do crazy things to me. The Firehawk. She tells us to rescue Roland, but... Boyfriend!
What?
We head to Ellie's place in order to get a vehicle to sneak us into the Bloodshot stronghold. So we grab parts off of enemy vehicles and reconstruct a bandit technical for ourselves. A little honk at the front gate makes them lower their guard, and we fight our way inside. Bad Boss stood no chance against us 3. And just like that, we've infiltrated the Bloodshot stronghold. Roland gets taken away by the Warden after a badass intro, and we head to the dam to save him. After taking down the giant robot, we take Roland back to Sanctuary, and then take a little break to grind some side quests. God damn it. Oh,
Hi, Rove.
4 drainers in a row? Since we were now broke, we went to Tundra Express to meet Mordecai and Tiny Tina. Then we retrieved Tiny Tina's badonkadonks, blow up the train track, and fight Wilhelm.
What artist?
This does not look like a boss. I didn't notice it in the moment, but our power core actually flew off the map. So we had to re-enter the area, grab the power core, and then go back to Sanctuary. Turns out, Angel was working for Jack the whole time. And now the Sanctuary shield is down because the power core we grabbed was corrupted. Scooter tells us to activate Plan B, and after giving Iridium to Lilith, we take Sanctuary to the skies. Obviously, we can't just fly up there. So we head over to Overlook in order to fast travel into Sanctuary. After being the only ones to celebrate Claptrap's birthday, we head to the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve and meet back up with Mordecai. He tells us that Bloodwing has been taken, so we fight our way through loaders, stalkers, and skags while being slightly underleveled to find her. Handsome Jack reveals that he's been experimenting on Bloodwing, so we need to get her weak enough to tranquilize and save her. We fight through slag, fire, electricity, corrosive, and what was that last one? Explosive! R.I.P. Bloodwing. We give the upgrade to Claptrap, and now he can turn invisible. And you know we had to check out the Minecraft Easter egg. We went to Thousand Cuts, and after doing the initiation, we meet up with the Slab King Brick. We bring him back to Sanctuary, grind some more weapons, then head to Opportunity to turn ourselves into a clone of Handsome Jack. To do this, we kill his clone, take his pocket watch, and gather voice samples in order to deepfake his voice. We then upload this sample to Angel and make our way to infiltrate the bunker. After taking down this giant constructor, we finally make it to one of my favorite boss fights in the game. Right when we were about to beat the bunker, this happened.
Oh no, dude.
I paused it. I know we're about to yell. So we had to start the bunker boss fight from scratch, which turned out to be a lot faster than the first time. We then head down to the control core and meet Angel, who turns out to be a siren. In order to get the vault key, we need to kill Angel, but Jack isn't going to let that happen easily. Roland comes to help us destroy the Iridium injectors, and so does Lilith. After we destroy the third Iridium injector, Angel dies and gives us the vault key, and we live happily ever after the end. Okay, so maybe that's not the end of the story.
I'm going after Jack.
Oh. They'll say he's about to get shot.
I'm gonna.
Damn.
Language.
There is some light at the end of the tunnel, though. Can we get some 07s?
Because I have a chance now. I don't give a fuck about that guy.
I mean, hey, her boyfriend dead.
it just
Her
means
boyfriend
Locust
dead.
away.
We head to Sawtooth Cauldron to grab explosives in order to head into Arid Nexus. After making it to the Saturn fight, we realize we are severely underleveled. So we decide to call it a night and continue in the morning. Good morning, chat. Good morning. One good night's rest later, and we're side quest grinding until we're able to kill some enemies again. Once we were up to level, we head back up to the Arid Nexus and got the map to the warrior. It's all led up to this, the final fight. With the help from Mordecai and Brick, we fight our way through an endless amount of enemies until we make it to the vault of the warrior. We try to take down Handsome Jack, but right before he dies, he summons the warrior. With Jack and the warrior dead, we discover that the vault key is a map to other vaults, and that concludes Borderlands 2. Borderlands the PreSequel takes place in between games 1 and 2. The people I'm playing with shift around a lot during this playthrough, so I'm not going to mention them all. Anyways, to start the game, Armpit chooses Athena, and I choose Handsome Jack. You might be wondering, why did no one choose Claptrap? Well, I wanted to play as someone different, and as I played as Claptrap through my first ever playthrough of the game. Also, we were saving Claptrap for Dur, who would join us later in this playthrough. We arrive at the Helios space station and meet a different Claptrap unit. We save Jack from the Lost Legion, and yes, I'm a doppelganger of him. He says that we should hit an escape ship in order to flee from the enemies trying to kill us. And here is where we get introduced to the main antagonist of the game. With our escape ships destroyed, we needed to find an alternate escape route. Along the way, we encounter Flame Knuckle, the first boss of the game. We get to the moonshot, kill this asshole, and get shot into space. We meet Janie Springs, who saves us from dying from suffocation. She gives us our first Oz kit, and we head out to explore space. We use the jump pad to get across the gap and go kill Deadlift. We install a kit at the Moonzoomy station and unlock our vehicles. Then we enter Concordia, the sanctuary of this game. Oh my god, Moxies! Oh my god, we're back. Oh, we're so back. We find out that the Marif is a gooner, and we also find Moxie being a mechanic.
Honey.
Oh, there's
Whoa, what
fucking
the
Jig. There's
You
Jiggle
saw that
Physics.
too? You saw that too?
Yeah, bro.
We go back into space to pick up prisms and kill Darksiders. We then head to a secret entrance in order to get in a Crisis Scar and find the signal source, where we also fight Red Belly. We destroy the relays on the roof, and we find out that the Marif has been working for Zarpedon the whole time. After reuniting with Jack in Concordia, we decide to blackmail the mayor until he lets us into his office. We report his gooning activities to the police, who lets us in the Marif's office. Look at this gooner. Oh, shit! Oh. In order to clear a gap to move on with the story, we need to unlock the Stingray. So we enter the door code and get the Stingray for ourselves. We clear the gap and visit Outlands Canyon. We meet Pickle and cross the bridge to Drakensburg. But before we could cross, Bosun and Skipper blow up the bridge. So Pickle tells us to cool off the lava in order for us to cross. We redirect the flow, dump the methane, and cross the lava to enter Pity's Fall. After hearing about their rocky relationship, Skipper decides to help us take down Bosun. We slowly take down the ship's defense mechanisms and make our way to the control room to take down Bosun. After taking him down, we find out that Skipper is actually an AI and isn't real. Jack decides it would be a great idea to turn Skipper into his personal combat AI. So we head to the Titan robot production plant, and on the way, we meet a scientist named Gladstone. He tells us about a prototype robot that can construct almost anything you can think of. At the Titan plant, we find his prototype and install Felicity, formerly known as Skipper, into the AI, against her will. After defeating Felicity and wiping her memory, we create the world's first constructor. On the way back to Helios, the fast travel teleports us to the other side of the ship. So we have to fight our way through a bunch of enemies to enter Jack's office. After heading into research and development, we gather a group of scientists and an invisibility device for Jack. Wonder if he'll ever use it. Jack also pulls an Among Us and vents every crewmate on board, since he knows that one of them is an imposter. We arrive at the veins of Helios and decide to cause an explosion so we can climb and make our way towards the eye. So we destroy the regulators on booster A and B, and after getting to a safe distance, we watch the explosion, then make our way to the lunar launching station. We start to make our way to the laser core, and we get stopped by General Zarpedon.
You can't.
Wait. You've seen inside it? Vault open?
You must turn back. The power within the vault would trigger a chain of events.
Board.
We get to the laser core, and boom! The laser has been powered by the Eye of Destroyer from Borderlands 1. Moxie then tells us to prepare the eye for shutdown, but...
What the hell are you doing?
Betraying you, trying to kill you. Two things I should have done a long time ago, you power-hungry psychopath.
After being stabbed in the back, we head to the Outfall pumping station. We defeat the RK-5, then head into Tycho's ribs to find the entrance to the vault. The Sentinel fight was one of my favorite fights in Borderlands history, and it's probably my favorite endgame boss out of all the games. The multiple different phases and the crazy looking environment definitely made this fight one of a kind. We find out why Jack wears the mask in Borderlands 2. Ooh, Superman punch. And that wraps up Borderlands the PreSequel. After a night's rest, we finally arrive at the most recent game of the franchise. A little bit of a hot take, but this is my favorite game out of the 4. But I'll save my full review until the end. After getting officially recruited by Claptrap himself, we customize our character. I look like I'm straight out of Fortnite, bro. And start a Borderlands 3 adventure. After clearing out a small COV camp, we meet Shiv and take him down. Lilith comes down to say hi, and we hear Mouthpiece say that the Sun Smashers have found a map to the Sacred Vault. Here is where we're introduced to Vaughn, the leader of the Sun Smashers, and he's been hung upside down. He tells us that the vault map has been stolen, and now it's with Mouthpiece. We then meet Ellie, and she gives us a vehicle to allow us to traverse the lands, and we arrive at the Holy Broadcast Center. This is where we get introduced to Tyreen and Troy, the main antagonists of this game.
Oh, she's fine as hell. And she's a streamer? Oh, she's meant for me.
We fight our way through the building and arrive at the Mouthpiece boss fight. Now that the vault map has been collected, we take it back to Lilith, where we see that she's been ambushed. She gets her powers taken away, then we hop on the ship and make our way to Promethea.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.
I got no problem obeying. Oh, she's limping. I'm so sorry. Dude, she just side-eyed the out of me. I think she's been hearing me talk.
After exploring Sanctuary, we take the drop pod down to the Meridian outskirts. Lorelei makes her appearance, and with her help, we were able to contact Atlas HQ and talk to Reese. He tells us to find this Atlas operative who can help us out, and look what familiar face shows up. We take down Gigamind to help out Reese and get Atlas to fight with us. Then we head to Athena's to meet up with Maya and Ava and take down Captain Tron in order to get the key fragment. We then give this key fragment to Tannis and head back down to meet with Reese. He tells us to go to Skywell in order to get another vault key fragment. So we head to the control room and take down Katagawa Ball and stop the laser in order to get the second part of the vault key. Reese tells us that Zero has gone missing, so we head out to find where he went. As Katagawa Jr. explodes, we tell Reese to shave the mustache and he will remember this moment.
I'm starting to think gambling is rigged.
Might be. Oh, I just got a legendary gun.
Oh shit! I literally just said it was rigged. And then the game did that. You know what that means? It's not rigged, guys.
Exactly.
Gamble all of your money right now.
We arrive at the vault and use the key to summon the Rampager. After taking it down, Mommy Tyreen shows up and... With Maya dead, we find Brick, Tina, and Mordecai and take down Roadhog, I mean the Warden, in order to rescue Sir Hammerlock from imprisonment. We take Hammerlock back to his boyfriend Wainwright, and then they tell us to take down Hammerlock's sister Aurelia as she's working with Tyreen and Troy to take us down. In order to find her, we need to meet up with Clay. He sends us to the location of a crashed ship to get a vault key fragment. After helping Balex work out issues with his ex Genevieve, we get a vault key fragment for the Eden 6 vault. As we head back to Sanctuary to give Tannis the vault key, Genevieve hacks our ship, so we plug in Balex into the console and he ejects Genevieve into a hard drive. We finally give Tannis the vault key fragment, then head down to Ambermeyer to find the next fragment. It turns out that Archimedes, one of Clay's right-hand men, had gone rogue. So we take him down and get his vault key fragment. The Borderlands 3 storyline is basically just collecting the stones and taking down Thanos. But instead of Thanos, it's Troy and Tyreen. The final vault key fragment is with Aurelia, so we head to her place to say hello. We make it to Aurelia's mansion, and after solving puzzles in her garden, we make it to the next vault. Graveward proves to be no challenge for us, and after a quick stop to loot the inside of the vault, we return back to Sanctuary to talk to Lilith. Tyreen and Troy go live and reveal that they have kidnapped Tannis, so we have to head to the Splinterlands to save her. In order to get where she is, we need to trick out our rides to be cool enough to enter.
No. No.
Stay in your car. With our cyclones not being enough, we head to a nearby bandit camp and steal the golden chariot. After delivering the chariot, we arrive at Carnivora. Turns out that Carnivora is actually a massive moving vehicle. So we shoot down the fuel tanks in order to stall the vehicle and make our way on board. One short elevator ride later, and we are face to face with Pain and Terror and their Agonizer 9000. We take down the giant robot, then Tannis does this. Tannis, Sirentologist. Sorry, oh my god, look at him. Oh. With Tannis revealing she's a siren, we regroup on Sanctuary and tell Ava and Lilith what happened. Troy and Tyreen are planning something huge, so we need to stop waiting around and take the fight to them. We gather the troops and make our way to a nearby mine to get enough iridium to power up Tannis. We steal the reactor from the mine and deliver it back to Roland's Rest. Enough waiting. It's time to fight Troy. We bust down the front door and take the fight right to the COV. Waves of enemies later, we drop down into the Great Vault and come face to face with Troy Calypso.
There we go.
Ava becomes a siren, Tyreen absorbs Troy's entire being, and the game ends with us dying. Or not, because Ava literally becomes a master of her abilities 1 minute after getting them. We get a call from Typhon de Leon on our Echo device, and we head toward the planet of Necrodefeo. Damn! No, turn back around. Turn back around. Damn! After meeting my short king in person, he tells us that we need to find a 4th vault key in order to activate the machine and stop the destroyer. When we arrive at his wife's grave, Typhon reveals that he's actually the father of Troy and Tyreen, and even admits that they need to be stopped at all costs. We use the power of the vault keys to try and activate the machine, but
I don't care.
Oh, it's a grenade.
I'm gonna take what's mine.
I'm sorry, Starlight.
with no other option, we need to take down Tyreen and the Destroyer. With Tyreen dead, Pandora is still opening and falling apart as a planet. As a sacrifice, Lilith flies into the air to stop the Great Vault from opening. And after seeing the Firehawk in the sky, the Borderlands marathon comes to an end. To wrap up this video, I'd like to go over my thoughts and feelings for each of the games. With Borderlands 1, I felt that the storytelling and game felt very bare bones. I didn't enjoy the characters as much as the other games, and overall, it lacked the humor which helped stand the games apart from other franchises. I also felt that the level of scaling between missions was very rough, and we needed to stay at or above the recommended level to even kill an enemy. The main pro of this game is that it started the franchise we know and love, but I feel like it lacks the storytelling and gameplay of the other entries. It felt like there were very little voice lines, the most iconic characters feel like shells of themselves, and it lacked cutscenes. Overall, I'd give it a 5 out of 10 for story and a 7 out of 10 for gameplay, making its rating a 6 out of 10. For Borderlands 2, this game is so damn good. It has the best storyline out of every Borderlands game in my opinion, and every character is iconic in their own way. There's very little that this game does wrong, but in my opinion, its downfall is the boring endgame. Once you rescue Brick, it feels like every mission from then on out is endless mobbing. And don't even think of getting things done quick if you don't have a good corrosive weapon. Overall, I'd give the story of Borderlands 2 a 9 out of 10 and the gameplay an 8 out of 10, making the rating an 8.5 out of 10 for Borderlands 2. Borderlands the PreSequel was a very interesting game. I love the new things they added, such as the cryo element and the laser weapons, but the story felt very weak. Everything just felt like it was a big DLC for Borderlands 2, and the game did very little to make it feel unique. One thing I really enjoyed about the PreSequel was the ending half of the game, as I thought the Sentinel fight was the best endgame boss fight in the franchise. I also thought the story was weak until Jack starts to turn and show the evil side we know and love. I honestly could care less for the friendly Jack that's just trying to grind and make it, so give me the Jack who's willing to kill everyone in his path in order to rule the world. In terms of storyline, I'd give this game a 7 out of 10. For gameplay, I'd rate it slightly under Borderlands 2, just because the characters didn't feel as fun to play as, so it's a 7.5 out of 10. This makes the game's rating a 7.5 out of 10. I did mention earlier that Borderlands 3 is my favorite game of the franchise, however, it is far from perfect. First of all, I hate the Ava character. I think her whole arc is confusing and felt very forced. I didn't think that Troy and Tyreen are as bad as people think they are. However, I genuinely think this game would have been done better if Troy never existed. I feel like fighting only Tyreen and seeing her slowly gain power, instead of having this weird jealous tension between the two twins, would have been way cooler. I also love all of the gameplay changes, and it makes the most tedious things feel less boring. However, this game is extremely easy and lacks the challenge and difficulty of the other entries. For story, I'd rate Borderlands 3 a 7.5 out of 10. It could have been way better, but the final product isn't as bad as I remember it being. For gameplay, it's a hot take, but I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I think mobbing is super fun in this game, and I also think that every character is super fun to play. But I also think that everything is just way too easy. It's way too easy to get legendaries and even easier to take down bosses, even when super underleveled. If this game had the difficulty of Borderlands 2, its gameplay would be perfect. But overall, I'd rate Borderlands 3 an 8 out of 10. So there it is. Every single Borderlands game completed in one stream. If this is something y'all enjoyed and watched to the end, please remember to like and subscribe and drop a follow on my Twitch channel. And if you have any other games you'd like to request a marathon for, drop it in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought of the Borderlands franchise, and I'll leave you guys with one final question before I go.
Ever fought a siren before?